Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today you are in Mr. Patterson's classroom, and you will go ahead and fill in these notes. This is going to be a second day on the and or problems that we started yesterday. But first we are going to go ahead and do our warm-up. So what is the solution set of the inequality? So I am looking right here. If you are going to solve that, I hope that you notice that the x is in the middle of that inequality. So we need to isolate the x in the middle. So in order to do that, we got to get rid of that 2. So we're going to subtract 2 from all 3 of those spaces. And I get negative 9 is less than x is less than 2. So if I am looking at my answers, it looks like the correct choice would be C. Let's go down below that, the geometry problem. What is the surface area of the rectangular solid? So if you look at that thing, basically it's a cube. I want the surface area of that. That would mean if I wanted to wrap this thing in wrapping paper, how much wrapping paper would I need? Well, if you look at this cube, you can see all of the different sides. You see sides that look like that. Now, when you're looking at this cube, I hope you recognize that that front square or rectangle is the same as the back square or rectangle. So I will have 2 of those. Okay, so to find the area of a square or rectangle, you do length times width. If you're looking at that front square, that is 8 centimeters wide by 8 centimeters tall. So that would be 8 times 8. So that takes care of the front and the back. Let's look at the side. Again, that side would be the same as that side, so there will be 2 of them, and that is 5.8 wide by 8 tall, so length times width. And finally, all we have left here is the bottom and the top. Those will also be the same, and there are 2 of those. Well, that is 8 wide, and then it is 5.8 long. So go ahead and grab your calculator and type all that in. And when you do that, you should get an answer that should show up over there in your choices. So go ahead and circle whatever you get there. All right, let's come over to where it says gridded response. It says, what is the next term in the sequence? So there's some kind of pattern that's going on here. We need to find that pattern, and we need to find the next one. So these are all fractions. If you look at the numerator, ask yourself what is happening in the numerator every time. If I want to get from here to here, from here to here, from here to here, and from here to here, what's happening? Then ask yourself the same thing for the denominator. How do I get to the next term and the denominator? And after you see that pattern, you should go ahead and be able to find me the next term. Okay, so for this one and the previous one, you should be answering that question. All right, let's go below that. After paying a $15 membership fee, members of a video club can rent movies for $2. Non-members can rent movies for $4. What is the least number of movies that must be rented for it to be less expensive for members? So we have 2 different situations here. We have members and we have non-members. Okay. If you are a member, you have to pay a $15 membership fee, and then you rent movies for $2 per movie. Okay. If you are a non-member, you don't have a membership fee, but you're paying $4 per movie. And the question says, I want it to be less expensive for members. So for my members over here, I want it to be less than the non-members. And now we're going to go ahead and solve that inequality. Go ahead and get your variables together. So I'm going to move the smaller one over, 15, and this will be 2m. Then we'll divide, and this will give you 7.5 and m. Now, of course, we're going to flip this around so that the m is on the left, and I can't certainly rent 7.5 movies. Okay, so it says m has to be greater than that. Well, the first number of movies that would be greater than 7.5 would be 8. Okay, so again, you should have answered those other 2 warm-up problems. Let's come down here and let's solve a couple and or problems. So if you look at number 1, you see that or in the middle. There are 2 problems here, so you just need to isolate the variable in both of them. So in the one on the left, we're going to add 7. Then we'll divide by 4. And you'll notice the k is on the left, and that one's good to go. Now one on the right, we'll get rid of the 12 first. Then we'll divide by -9. Notice I said divide by -9. That means we have to flip that inequality symbol over, and we get -2. Okay, so now we're ready for our number line. The -2 goes on the number line first, and then the 8.